You know what? We'll just start the stream now. I'm tired of listening to Gorilla's music and just vibing at the moment, collecting about the 20 to 30 mission files I need to make. Actually, hell, let me look it up real quick. Because I wrote them all down, the campaigns I need to work on and tweak. 3 for Revy, there's the 4th for Karma Cut this weekend. I gotta make an RT Columbia 1, but that one's hush-hush. Then we got MCO Oil Rig. Next training branch is going to be another 4, so that brings me up to 11. And then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, so about 22. Huh. Honestly, we could probably bash those out over the next, like, 3 days. Give or take. I do need to find a pocket of time. I'm thinking tomorrow morning, where we'll edit a video, get that released, and then I'll get it released for Saturday. Then we can spend the next 2 days just bashing out mission files, and then when I feel like, again, do another video edit. Who knows? But I don't know. Kind of done with YouTube, but at the same time, I rely on it, so I gotta keep that going. But I could just go on an editing spree and build up that front log. I've been meaning to front log on the main channel and go for fixing that up. But I gotta at least make a or do something soon because my drives are filling with footage and it's good footage. So we'll see how things go. Trying to play Payday 3. Oh, did Payday 3 come out? Dope. I think the only thing I'm really waiting for is the Dark Tide update. But that's what, the 14th or the 4th of October, which is still a few weeks away. Beyond that, it's just a bunch of, whatchamacallit, mission dev and work and whatnot. Oh, it comes out in 2 hours? That's pretty awesome. Or 2 hours ago? My bad. But yeah, go play that. Go enjoy that. It's always fun to play a new video game. I'm just kind of buried in my work, but at the same time, probably going to keep it that way. Oh, it didn't loop. There we go. Don't know why looping wasn't on for there. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and set up a long-standing prediction here. So, who will win this OFCRA match? Blue 4 is NATO, and Op 4 is something custom. The Canton Protocol. Interesting. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to set this for 20 minutes because, you know, long-lasting polls. Makes it kind of nice. Let's go ahead and look at our map here. So this is going to be on Wake Island, funny enough. Looks like Blue 4 is going to be defending. Op 4 is going to be attacking. And it's also involving a Biolab. Funny enough, right? So, main objectives here for this match. Whoever holds the HQ, or Intel HQ, excuse me, by the end of the match will get points. I'll give the point values at the end of the mission. Whoever controls the terminal before the 75-minute mark, because again, OFCRA is a 90-minute match. Those are the two common objectives, though, control of those two zones. Blue 4 has to protect the virus tank within an hour and kill the enemy commander, and then there's a survival bonus if... Let me read the fine print here. If you have more than 8 people alive at the end of the game. Okay. Wow. That is some interesting point disparities here. All right. Go over everything. Control of the intel zone by the end of the game is worth 3 points. Control of the airstrip by the 75-minute mark is worth 2 points. So that's 5 points in common objectives. The survival bonus, so if you have more than 8 people alive on your side by the end of the game, that is worth 5 points. So if you have 8 people alive, but the other side doesn't, but they had control of these two zones, you tie out. There's also a virus tank, which I'm assuming is going to be at this research lab. That is worth 3 points if it's either protected or destroyed. If Op 4 destroy it, they gain 3 points. And if Blue 4 protected, it's worth 3 as well. And then if you kill the enemy ground commander, that is only worth a single point. So, I'm going to be honest, if I was Op 4, I mean, take your 3 points there, take your 5 points there, bundle that together, and then hold a defense right here. No need to push into that to get those 2 points. Just push out. I'd imagine Blue 4 is probably going to push up and try to hold that bridgehead, though, but Just push out and defend right there. That's really all you need to do, in all honesty. Interesting choices nonetheless, though, but we'll take what we can get, right? So that's our point disparities here. Overall, looks kind of easy for OPFOR to just take and hold. I guess this is back here in case OPFOR does a flanking attack. We'll see what the assets are and everything, but hey, you know, could really swing either way. Yeah, right, Okator, welcome back. Been a hot second, right? Canton Protocol could very well be Chinese, because I did see Chinese gear and PLA mods in the mod set, so that is also a Chinese Special Forces flag from Vanilla. So I'd imagine this is basically US versus China, so this should be quite interesting nonetheless. But Wake Island, it's an American islands complex that we've owned pretty much since pre-World War II, and it was actually the source of a few of the opening battles of World War II back in the day, and then eventually recaptured. The Japanese took it, and then we took it back, but, you know, fun stuff like that. Anyway, we're going to be doing this and then Pog Zeusing tonight, and then later on in the evening, I'm probably going to down some coffee and just start blitzing mission files. I know I keep saying that, but I swear, today is going to be the day. Unless some other random thing from IRL or some emergency thing comes up. Because that just seems to be the norm. I'm saying, I'll say I'll do something, and then something else comes up, and it immediately demands my attention. That's literally my life, just yanked around until I find the free time to do stuff. But I managed to keep track of everything. And when I don't, I simply push things back, but you know how it is. I wouldn't know what to tell you, Captain. Most of the servers that run these larger events are usually on dedicated boxes. They're not rented out from virtual space from server providers. And that way, the people that run these events can, you know, put whatever hardware they want in these servers. Because I can tell you right now, a server like this probably want a pretty decent CPU that has a lot of emphasis on its primary core. You don't really need a powerful server, though, if you're doing PvP, because the source of Arma 3 performance drain is actually from the following things. Shadows are the #1 drain. If you don't believe me, go to a SOG Prairie Fire op at night and drop napalm in the tree line, and you will literally watch your computer melt for half a second. It's, oh, like that shock of the system just completely annihilates everything. Even with nothing else on the server, it'll just oof your frames quite a bit. Second biggest source is AI pathfinding. So if you're only having people fight and the server's not calculating AI paths, you're going to have a lot of performance to work with to just stack, you know, hundreds of people on a server anyway. But that's why when I do Zeusing, you'll see that I always have a lot of garrisoned AI, and I have only a limited amount of units moving around. So I try to stack that on top of each other just to limit performance there. Another big source of performance is just a massive amount of empty vehicles around. I don't know why, but the server constantly calculating for vehicles is just a big strain on resources. And then there's one or two more that are escaping me on the top of my head. I've ranted about this before, though, but as long as you know where to micro the source of lag and a lot of things, you can actually stack quite a few people on a server. It's just the trick becomes, if you're having, you know, 60 to 100 to 150 players to do a Zeus op, how do you really balance the AI to handle that? Because once you start getting, I want to say past 80 players, especially in the triple digits, you really have to balance out the what they're going to be fighting. Because if you're doing company versus company in terms of infantry, then that's just a lot you got to micro, so you have to be much more tactical with your AI. Which can be brutal, but it can work. Canton Protocol is a reference to CSAT. Yeah, so it's the Chinese aspect of CSAT then, because the C in CSAT's China. Which explains why we have the, I think that's the Viper flag, actually. With the snake coiling around, so, neat. But yeah. My plan these days is to spend the next week trying to complete the original tasks I wanted to for this month before they got buried, and then by the end of the month put up another channel talking about commission jobs, and then going forward from there. But I really do feel like I'm faking it till I make it. But at least we're making progress with everything. I mean, the calendar's set. The Zeus program's set. I need to finish the damn training program because I still need to put videos up to orchestrate everything. But the actual training concept program as a concept is working fine. And we found in the training program where the player base suffers the most. So now I'm going to be making training ops that basically focus on communication. And yeah, I think communication and medical too would also be good, but forcing battle buddies as a system. I'm thinking for the next batch of training ops, I'm going to have a system where the medics are their own team that is directly controlled by ground command. And ground command can send them to the squads as needed. And it's going to be one life, though. So if they don't have battle buddies and they just lose people based off of attrition, then they're just going to constantly suffer until they adjust. So I think that's what we're going to work with next time. It's just what theater of war do I want to do it on? Do I want to keep it in an African theater? Or do I want to push it to something else that's brewing in the world? I want to avoid Ukraine and Russia because otherwise Rimi's going to DDoS me again, and I want to deal with that shit. So I might go Afghanistan, Iraq. Or is it Iran they're fighting? Or having tensions with? I think it's Iran. That could be another one. So, you know, Afghanistan or Taliban in Afghanistan versus another Middle Eastern country. Because they're fighting over water right now, if I recall correctly. But there's a lot of different aspects of war I can do. But I'll probably just turn it into 2-month rotations. And give the Nigerian versus Niger blocks, yeah, probably another 3 to 4 ops, a run for their money. Well, we'll see how it goes. I have the dumbest video ready for the Command and Conquer op, though. I'm actually really proud of it, but I'm going to be honest, the second half, I got just so annoyed with editing it that I just put it back to my face and just talked over the rest. But it gives an interesting insight. I know how I'm going to do the second and third ones. And then I might have a bonus fourth one, but I need to get Bloodwing on board because it's going to be funny as hell. But we'll see. We will see. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. I just got I'm thinking after today, because I'm trying to give people a massive period to message me, because when we always have an op that I cancel and push to the next week, there's always some loss of players, but I'm giving them till tomorrow morning, and if they don't message me, then we'll get sorted with everything.
There we go.
So that is the sound of about 140 players transferring over to the TFAR channel. Let me just do a quick head count. Oh, we're actually up to 147. So I'm just going to write 145 in the title. It's nice to see OFCRA getting back to those really high digits that we know and love, just to watch them outright massacre each other. Otherwise, let's go ahead and look over at Blue 4 here. So we've got U.S. Marines here, so basically M4 platforms, some Mark 14 platforms for marksman rifles.
Glory to RPG Chad.
Jesus, Helix, thanks for the 41-month resub. You don't got to grab it and twist it like that. Nonetheless, hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. We've got an M249 down, which usually the Marines, they use the M27 for their quote-unquote auto rifle. We got some 240 Bravos in play as well. Some single-shot disposable AT4s for some light AT, also known as LAT. We see some statics in play. These are static backpacks. We see a stinger. So that means Blue 4 is going to have... Oh my god. Ooh. I like that object. That's the damn Avenger turret. I haven't seen since like on the back of a Humvee, but this is on the back of some sort of transport truck. We also have some SOCOM Vics with some GMG capability. Oh, and then all of these trucks have 50 cals. Then we got a 240 as well. I don't see any other U.S. forces down, so this is their entire group. I don't see any helicopters down either, so they are literally just a motorized group. Amazing. You know, I haven't seen a bad frag in OFCRA spawn in a while, but it looks like no one died, so that's good. Still worthy of a funny highlight. Let's go ahead and look at Op 4 here. Starting on the northern tip, we have... All right. 4 autocannon BTR-80 Alphas, 4 transport trucks, a bunch of RHIBs that are unarmed, some gases, not gases, or gas Vodniks, that's it. But they're the PKT model, which is the worst, and then I don't see any helicopters. Oh. 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 All right, 3 AGMs and a rocket pod. I don't see a front gun cannon, though. And I don't see a side-mounted cannon either, so it's literally just a rocket and missile platform. But it can also be used as scouting, but Blue 4 does have long-range AA capability, so this thing's scouting is going to be limited. But yeah, I'm surprised we don't see a gun on it either. All right. Definitely a PLA mod. We also have a transport and some air mobile guys. So we're seeing that Chinese bullpup rifle being used, and we also got some scoped weapons as well. But I'm actually not the most familiar with Chinese weaponry. We do have a Lynx on the field here. But very interesting choices. We also have RPG-32s, which are medium anti-tank reloadable. Probably to help take on some of the more armored Blue 4 Vics. I'm just checking to make sure Blue 4 doesn't have any aircraft. Nope. So this is quite interesting. Looking back at the Chinese forces on the ground. It's the QZ something. The QBZ, that's it. But otherwise, it's just the Chinese bullpup on most of them, and then the marksman variant, or I'm assuming the machine gun variant as well, for all of them. But it looks like the Lynx. Why is there a red dot on? Okay, I was about to say, why is there a red dot on the Lynx? But yeah, no, they all have medium anti-tank. But all right, so that's 4 BTR-80s with autocannons and an attack helicopter versus something that can easily shoot an attack helicopter down, mind you. They also have the Stinger for short range just in case. We see some Mazes in play, though. I was hoping we'd see some Mazes because we don't really see any vehicle-based AT. We do have a GMG in play. But beyond that, I mean, all the 50 cals are on the trucks. But we do see some statics, so we could see Blue 4 with a tow launcher or something. Or just some mobile 50 cals. But this is interesting. Looks like it's going to be a 50 cal turret, actually, because we see a 100 round box right there for the 50 cal. Now, 50 cal can disable a BTR-80 Alpha. Otherwise, we have the U.S. airport terminal here. Blue 4 starting to mount up. So that is a capture objective worth 2 points. This Intel HQ is worth 3 points. My camera just got knocked. So it is this entire purple area spanning from these buildings here. And then we have the Biolab research facility, which is actually a fairly nice platform to work with, but those autocannons are going to make it hell. And I'm assuming the bio agent is in this vehicle here, because I'm not seeing any other objects here. We do have a little bit of a buildup in here, but I'm not seeing anything that specifically would contain the bio agent, so I'm assuming it's that vehicle. All right, so now we're going to see how forces deploy. We already have 3 RHIBs going down the northern side, 1 BTR-80 leading without crew, so that's going to be used as a scout vehicle. We got a 4-man team going into one of the transport picks. And it looks like the rest of the infantry, I really don't understand why they'd be using these to be amphibious when they should be using the boats instead. The boats are going to be a lot quicker than the Gaz Vodniks here because they only have up to, I want to say, 10 to 12 kilometers an hour in the sea. Meanwhile, looking at the aircraft carrier here, they are still waiting around, not deploying just yet. Not sure if that's intentional or they're just waiting around, but you got Blue 4 charging up here. I'm going to be honest. Actually, no, having the 50 cal on point would be the best option because that's the only thing that could defeat BTR-80 Alpha that tries to come in. I'd imagine Blue 4 is trying to rush up to this bridge to try to immediately cover it. But the next best position to set up an ambush bottleneck would probably be right here. Dig in some installation, some entrenchments, excuse me, and then try to get on the hills back here to overwatch all these open areas. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're realizing they can't rush up all the way there in time, so they're just going to cut their losses and take this little strip of land. What's worrisome, though, is the RHIBs, they might deploy on this northern side and run in. knowing that if they go further south, they could just run into Blue 4 defenses. Another option OPFOR had was to use these vehicles to go all the way around to the south, but even the idea of that is going to be causing Blue 4 to send a lot of their forces south to basically set up all around Wake Island to try to search for wherever that transport helicopter is going to be landing, and you better believe it's going to be scouted by the attack helicopter. Gonna be honest, yeah, just keeping the AA, whoops, in the middle is going to be Blue 4's best bet. They're gonna keep it hidden for now. Probably wait for orders to take it out of its position, but here's the max render range they have, which is roughly about 2 to 2.5 kilometers, actually, if we're looking at that opposite area here. So if we were to measure it out, that's yeah, so it's about 2 kilometers fully. But that is definitely an engagement range for both sides. But we've got Blue 4 now. They've got a picket force in front to watch this side, but then they've got all these other forces kind of sweeping upwards. I guess just to make sure that OPFOR didn't sneak by anything, but we also have them online with this one forward position that gives them some really nice overwatch to work with on this right side especially. So that side holding this open area, and then, you know, a group fortifying right there. We got some rocks to work with right here, but that's almost impossible to spot on the map. They're invisible on the map even. But those rocky outcrops would be really, really useful for Blue 4 to set up fortifications on. Now, these firing lines, they could have been moved up a little more, but at the same time, I get why they're folding them in a little more in the tree line, because they don't want a BTR-80 Alpha to just come out and start sniping them with its autocannon. So I completely get that. I'm just curious where the GMG vehicle might be, because you definitely want to have that for open areas. That thing's going to absolutely annihilate anything that comes in. And then we have the BTR-80 here, just kind of overwatching, but it can't really get the best sight lines on this side, so we'll just have to see how things go. Helicopter's a Z-19 light attack heli. Gotcha. Thank you, Colonel. I appreciate it. All right. Helicopter still hasn't taken off yet. I think OPFOR is going to try to opt to make Blue 4 think that they're only going to be attacking from one vector, and then try to fold in additional Blue 4 forces to reinforce, and then bring their force around on the rear. I'm going to be honest, the best bet for that heli to make a proper landing is to either land it over here, but then you have all this open area that they have to work with. Really, it would be a very big time waster, but having a BTR just kind of drive to the other side, ready to pick up the infantry to then push up with them, might not have been a bad call. It just would have been a very long drive. I keep hitting the damn N key. It would have been a very long drive for OPFOR to dismount here. It would have taken them probably 20 to 30 minutes even. I wonder if they could have sling-loaded a BTR-80 on that transport helicopter and then brought it south. That would have been a very good strategy to just bring in an autocannon right under where Blue 4 would be expecting it. GMG's near the Mega Tower. I see the 240 and I see a transport Humvee. I don't see the GMG there unless you're referring to a different tower. Mega Tower, though, I like that. Also, tonight I'm going to be deving this really, really cool 40k op. It was a commission job, but they have some really, really good stuff in their mod set that I've never played with before, and it's going to be a ton of fun to build that thing. Looks like we have the 50 cal. It's been set up here. Actually, we got 350 cal. What are you doing? There's 350 cals up here, so I think they're up there by default. Does the other 50 have those? Nope, the other tower does not have the 50s. My bad. I misspoke there. My apologies. Yeah, they're using the rocks to get some decent sight lines here, though. They've got a marksman here set up. I mean, he is looking in the direction of the enemy there, but this is going to be... I thought this would be a bit quicker for contact, but OPFOR have decided to just dismount in these buildings and play it incredibly cautious, which shows me they're waiting for something. Now, what they're waiting for, I really don't know. We only have 2 more RHIBs coming around the northern side. Looks like they gave up on the gases and decided to go with the boats instead, realizing those are going to be way too slow. But then we also have OPFOR. They've mounted everyone up. They're getting the engines on. And I guess we'll just have to see where they deploy to. That's gonna be 14 people going in, but let me go ahead and try to find the commanders on both sides here. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't see an obvious command group here. We see that for the helis, we see BTR crews, but I don't see an obvious commander. And I also don't see it for Blue 4. So if any of you know in chat who the commanders are, feel free to say it. What time am I streaming the 40K op dev? It's gonna probably be, because here's my full schedule. I gotta stream this, then I gotta go to with Bloodwing to do something for an hour. I'll get back around 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock will be Pog. That'll stream 7 to 9. I might have to take care of any immediate emergencies or whatever that comes up that I've been over the course of today. I'm gonna shoot for 11 o'clock my time to stream the 40K mission. If not 12, and I'll try my best to put a time on the title of the streams. Simply because I want to stream it, but again, might have to deal with some shit. Who knows? Being an adult sucks. Honestly. Alright, so I think that's the attack helicopter. Yep. And this is the transport one, but it looks like it's just coming up to reinforce. What they really could do is just start ferrying people to a different angle and then have the attack helicopter overwatch, but OFCRA doesn't really seem pressed to make a move. I think they were expecting Blue 4 to potentially try to rush in to take that choke point. They were setting up an ambush for him, but it's clear that Blue 4 is not going to be hasty in that, so now we just have a bit of a stalemate as now it's up to OFCRA to make a move. Anti-air is still chilling in there. I'd be curious where the SAM gunners are with their stingers.
I'm at 11-8, and I can see the two of them. So just punch it out a little bit further.
So they can see some of the infantry moving around up here. Ah, they're talking about the people up in the tower.
If you look over there, there's 3 guys all sitting pretty as a kitten on the corner facing us.
That'd be funny as hell if this guy makes a 2K shot on him.
Bearing is exactly 335. 335.
You trying to take the office, boys?
Looking.
Oh, eyes on transport heli.
I see the heli.
Right past.
Oh, eyes on. There
Like,
we go.
You see the 3 little kids sitting on top of that roof? I want you to punch it for 16 and aim a little bit high.
Roach.
There's no way he's gonna hit him, but I want to see where that shot lands. They're at least being smart and constantly repositioning. So that sniper group is right there. He just fired.
Back.
Shot went way low. Shot landed somewhere in here. Might have actually gotten caught by that building. Every time you see a flash, though, that indicates that they're firing their guns. I think they're sighting them out on the top of a tower way out there. So yeah, he had the shot range to, he said 1,600. Waiting to see if there's another flash.
No!
What are they screaming about? Yeah, so Blue 4 has had all the time in the world to set up a defensive line right here. It's going to really be up to Op4's autocannons to break through those fortifications.
Direzione... se. Aspetto.
Now said that I'm getting a normal heal, so I need to go to a medic and get packed.
I'm gonna adjust my windage a bit.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Dudson?
It's called that he was
Alright,
firing.
adjusting windage left.
That group of guys up on top of us, they're...
Having some shots going back and forth here. BTR's firing at empty forces there.
6.
Ah, lo vedo, quello è l'altra nota.
Yelronic, thanks to the 7-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So they're shooting at guys in the tower all the way over here. My camera can't even keep up.
Now.
Love you, woo oh.
You can always keep track with the skull counts here on the side, though. These three are just yelling at each other. One of them has the Sam. I think they're trying to move the statics around, but they're just messing with everything. We just heard him fire again. It's easier just to go out in the map and then look. ATR is shooting, don't know at what. But Carrix, thanks for the 4-month resub. I love you too, buddy. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. It's going to be a slog for either side. But I want to see a headshot. As soon as I can do it, Carrick. Again, I'm trying to get wrapped up with everything by the end of the month, but I feel like every month I tell myself, we'll get it done by the end of the month and then move on to the next thing, and then some stuff gets done, some does not.
Sì, ma non spiega proprio, non abbiamo...
Yeah, his stuff's landing way short. Here's like some mouth chewing or something right there. So I think it's just long range fire plinking at each other. Yeah, alright, so some of the BTRs have spotted the fortifications. We occasionally see and hear some BTRs engaging, but I think this guy is completely misranged. He's firing through a fence over here. I think we just heard AA launch. Wasn't from him, but he appears fine. So I'd imagine this tower launched AA, but they didn't get a proper lock on it. Hold up. It's going! It's going! It missed! Are they towing it? I think they're trying to hit it with a tow launcher.
It's like impossible to guide when it's flying.
Oh, Cameron, come on, come on.
This is your last shot.
Do it. Come on, Cameron, I believe in you. Cameron, this is like the best thing you could do with this damn tow launcher. Come on, come on, one more.
You might be able to...
One more, Cameron, come on.
So slow, though.
Come on, you can do it.
It's stable right now. I can shoot it. But
Do it. Do it. Hit it. Come on, you got it, dude.
Try looking now.
Hit it. It's literally stable. Just shoot it. Just hit it. Just hit it. Come on. If you fired when I told you to fire, you would have hit it. Now it's drifting.
Try it.
Well, you can't
It's
lock
moving
it.
to the right now. It's about to fucking unleash like all the rockets on it.
Once you start shooting, just fire your last rocket, honestly.
It's so close. You don't even know how close it is.
Dump down. I'm pretty sure you were out of
It's
strange.
no.
Don't worry.
They're trying to get a lock with that, but it might be too low to the ground,
Should've locked onto
so it can't get a lock on.
It's too low.
Try again.
Fucking close.
Just
How should I know? That's a mission. I might have stolen one thing though.
Oh, I have.
So they're drifting now that they have seen some stuff come in, but it hasn't hit them.
100 meters away. You can just fucking. Oh.
no.
I actually have rangefinder. Let me check. It's a click.
This is not a good angle to engage, because you're going to end up putting your camera right into that thing.
Yeah, try.
Move it forward. Get it in the open. You did not get a lock on that.
Like, it's so low you can't even fucking lock on that. It's kinda... It is.
This is actually pretty funny.
Give me that stick. Give me.
I don't believe
They've literally bypassed everything. I'm surprised this isn't being ordered to come out and try to engage it. Because that thing is made to destroy that. OFCRA still not really moving up. Looks like they've been folded off the tower, though. I don't see any bodies. Are there any skulls on either side just yet? Doesn't look like it. You got this force over here. This would be funny as hell, though, because this shows that OFCRA could just lay the chopper low, bring it up to the beach, and just land it right on target. And no one would be the wiser. Look at this nice little rock buildup right here, though. It's a pretty nice fortification. Hell, at this range, a 50 would work. This is about 400 meters. I don't get what the gunner's doing right here, though. Like, Rizbo has an AT-4 out at this point.
Il est en train de viser les mecs. Bon, moi je vous laisse mourir, je me planque, hein, salut.
Uh-oh. They just tried engaging each other. AA came out. Something happened over here. I think Murdy fell off. More AA fired. It was a miss. They tried using an AGM. Vehicle's trying to use its gun. Chopper's bugging off. You got OFCRA moving all their stuff on the right side. That's another one. Missed. They've only got one more chance, but now the ground forces are firing at the chopper. From this fortified position, that's actually the safest place to engage that thing from, because they're literally in a bunker. So they're ignoring the ground fire. They've only got one AGM left. That's on her right wing, and then they have a rocket pod. This is going to be the next slog right here. You got the reconnaissance team forward, but OFCRA is going to take their sweet time. Oh, they're going to go right up to it. They don't want to risk a miss. And then you have the other... Got the helicopter here taking heavy fire. Looks like she was just scouting on her own. She did take a bit of damage. And it looks like the helicopter was able to use its last AGM and take out the AA Vic. Amazing. So now Blue 4 only has short-range man pads here. Why is this all the way back here? Whatever. I feel like the GMG would be the best. It's okay. Okay. Whatever. Players make silly decisions all the time. OFCRA had a mortar, but it looks like the mortar broke. Now we got the BTRs firing at infantry here. Looks like there is one wounded. They're going to pick him up and try to move away from this spot. But again, those BTRs are going to be the heal to basically move things in. Could we now have a rocket pod strike from this helicopter? She's pulling left. I don't see any AA capability on anyone here. They're just moving away. That chopper is really hugging the ground there. You got more 50 cal firing around. You got the 50s now firing at the chopper. Ilbanek, do you have lock?
Big loss.
He has lock. He missed. Now the autocannon's tearing into this tower. I love how he's just down here sitting. Where is the tow? The tow's right here. They're taking fire from the coast. Chopper is still marauding around. We're gonna see a rocket pod run. No, it banks off. How's the other chopper? Is it okay? Doesn't appear to be okay. I don't see it. The other chopper is down. Looks like he crashed because he's credited with the vehicle kill. So the transport chopper is down, but he appears to be the only death on the server at the moment.
Cannot block it. Also, it's not a helicopter shooting it, it's a BTR or something.
More 50 cal firing. Everything's hitting that Vic. I love how they deployed some sandbags right there, too. We got some fire coming in. AA fired. Looks like we got a lock that time. AA fired from 2 different areas, and that brings down the second chopper. We saw 2 different launch streams right here, firing at the same time, and both choppers are now down. Blue 4 still has short-range man pads, but we also have some boats that are going on the left side. They could try to do this massive flank around because the helicopter stated that there wasn't really a lot of defense right here. So the BTRs, it looks like they're going to be pushing forward here. They're fighting these positions danger close, but you're going to see a bunch of RHIVs come around. Blue 4 vehicles are getting taken out. Camrad looking around the tow. He's unable to find his shooters, though. And the gun, I think, just got disabled. And Camrad is dead. Otherwise, we just had a gas blow through the Blue 4 line. AT just engaged it, though. That was Toxic hitting it. So we have some dismounts. But with the hold in the blue 4 line, you also have the BTR that's pushed up point blank. AT tried to hit it, but it hits the tree. We got another AT4 from Isas coming up. They're calling him up. He puts it away. BTR is now backing away. A lot of the dismounts were able to get to cover, but this blue 4 group is now sandwiched, and OPFOR has a pretty nasty foot in the door. But a lot of OPFOR, again, they're just going to try to do this massive flank around to circumvent a lot of blue 4's line. Isas can't get the angle he wants on the BTR up there. Too distracted by the smoke. But OPFOR are not covering the flank here. And you're seeing more autocannon fire coming in. Isas, I think, found the angle. No, he does not. He doesn't see it to the left just yet. He also misses! Oh my god! So BTR 80 Alpha support with those autocannons are going to constantly handle this front line. And it looks like OPFOR might be able to actually just bust through this front line here. With OPFOR's heavy vehicle support in full swing here, they're just getting cut down. Don't get me wrong, OPFOR is losing people in this push here. That first one, for example, they're only at about half strength at most. But now you're going to start seeing Blue 4 potentially pulling off of this line, conceding this to OPFOR. Now, the one issue here is this is going to get more and more forested, which means the BTR is going to be a little less useful. They might try to push up on open areas, but we just saw the TOW get taken out. We see Blue 4 being routed from their initial positions here. OPFOR being handed this first chunk of territory. But I'm going to be honest, I think in the long term, this actually is going to hurt OPFOR because they're going to have a massive amount of forces come around on the south and pretty much sandwich Blue 4 between these two positions here. Look at this, OPFOR have 2 people down right here. And they're just moving past them. We have an Iranian player here.
Something like the rest of the guys are holding.
But Blue 4 is definitely just trying to pull out of this position. Puma laying low. He's got a marksman rifle. Could do a little bit of damage, but if he's sighted by those autocannons, he's pretty much screwed. OPFOR, meanwhile, they're holding and waiting for a go-ahead here. I can't tell if they're going to try to rush the HQ or if they're going to be waiting for the clock to count down so they can then storm the airport terminal and get the points from that. I think they're thinking the research lab might be too well defended. We're having some more short-range fighting here. AT finally comes in and destroys the first BTR. 3rd time's the charm, right? That's a lot of spent AT to take out one BTR. They got to be really effective to take out the remaining assets 1, 2, and 4. Looks like the RHIBs are waiting for these additional groups to come in to join them, and then they're going to see, we're going to see them do an assault. It's either going to be on the research lab or the airport terminal because those are the 2 objectives that aren't going to wait for the entire time to be cashed in. We just had an RPG fire out. That takes out this transport truck. And OPFOR have 2 guys down right here that are just on their front line. And you're hearing more autocannon rounds going in. I'd imagine it's on the fortifications here. So Blue 4 getting their heads down. Trying to evade the suppressive fire. But if OPFOR realizes that there's not a lot of resistance on this western bank, they could just go around, hit these military bases, and we could see Blue 4 caught out of position. Right now, it's going to really be all about who takes initiative. And we see some OPFOR looting Blue 4 bodies specifically for those ACOGs. Good things to have in this terrain since scoped optics are very limited. I'm hydrating, don't you worry. I'll be curious to see if all these RHIBs go to the same spot or if they break off and hit different areas. But Blue 4, you can clearly see after they confirmed hitting all of the helicopters that they've recommitted all their forces to the north. We just need to see how OPFOR is going to do things, because OPFOR, even though they're making headway here, they're limited in manpower on this northern push because they've committed a lot of it to the RHIBs. So is OPFOR going to fall on their own sword here by pushing the northern group to much heavier defenses Blue 4 have set up, or are they going to try to just hit the objectives out from under Blue 4's nose, force Blue 4 to pull back, and then concede objectives for Blue 4 to take? Or OPFOR to take, excuse me. Gosh, I'm confusing myself. I apologize. So OPFOR now running into the strong defenses here that Blue 4's made on the secondary line. We're hearing AT fire. That was a Moz round, and it looks like it just killed 2 OPFOR players. Not sure if that was intended for the BTRs, but hitting 2 infantry is not a bad call there either.
Joder. Dirección. ¿Lo ves?
It was a good shot.
400. Vale, dispara y simplemente cuando lo veas. Copy. Ojo, vete retirándote. No te rayes, vete retirándote.
Now you got the auto cannon time to suppress. A little worried about this guy because I feel like the BTR is trying to follow him. Yep. Oh, those are so close. Oh my God, how are you alive? Oh. It's still going after him. This man. OPFOR committing more of their forces on the northern side. We have the RHABs now coming in. Looks like most of them are going to go for the airport terminal, and one of them's going to go right in for the objective there. That's an 8-man squad. They're going to go right for the central objective here. That's going to potentially cause a massive Blue 4 rout, because OPFOR is going to be putting direct pressure on the objectives. Here's the one caveat, though. I think Blue 4 hasn't pushed the AGS Vic in, or excuse me, the Mark 19. I have no idea where that thing is. So once we see where that gets deployed, and if it's... Okay, I think it's right there. Good spot to put it, but they might have to reposition it after OPFOR gets on the coast here. But OPFOR have made their naval descent here. Adamek trying to engage him. He's getting a few knockdowns here, getting some cripples. OPFOR popping some smoke. Looks like he got a kill as well. But now you're seeing the rest of these guys land in the middle of these objectives here. And they'll push in, but you see that the boats are literally just going right up the coast. Charging at full speed, and now you've got OPFOR coming around along the rear, but we do have a Blue 4 Vic coming around. This is a 240 Humvee. It's up-armored, though, because you got the front little bracer there and the bulletproof windows, but that gunner is still very exposed on his head. Blue Force route, yep, so the other Humvee's being pushed back to the GMG. They're just automatically suppressing the boats. They haven't figured out that OPFOR have already deployed a big chunk of their infantry. We also have that GMG Vic coming back. This is the one that I'm really concerned about. This is the one that can literally stop this invasion in its tracks. Now you got the 240 just doing some blind suppression. GL's coming up to try to hit it. Blue 4 doing their best to stem this invasion here, but is it going to be enough? And does OPFOR have the AT to deal with these Humvees? They do, they're just not using it. GMG Vic is down and starting to suppress. I think they have canisters loaded because I'm not seeing any impacts. No, they're firing at the boats. I think they had canister loaded, because I'm not seeing any deaths. We got Twig right here, though. He is on the rear trying to knock out who he can. Gets one knockout. Op4 still continuing with this massive blue 4 line, though, so they're pretty much pinned. So if this force can break out and start hitting objectives, that's going to be GG for blue 4. They don't have the manpower to fight this fight on 2 fronts. We just need to see Op4 get off these beaches and commit, but we see a big chunk of them are still stuck along the coast. I'd laugh my ass off if the Mark 19 only had blanks. But the GMG, if it started shelling this position, can you imagine that? That would be absolutely lethal and stop this invasion in its tracks. These guys trying to push in, only supported by 1 BTR though. And I don't think he's realized his rounds are ricocheting up the rock. 50 cal Vic just tried to engage, but we just saw him get headshotted and knocked out. You still have Twig over here trying to get some pickoffs. He's gotten an additional kill. He also has a suppressed rifle. But look at all the knockouts he's been getting. He has been single-handedly stopping this attack. And then this vehicle right here has been constantly harassing and keeping them pinned. So on the north, the attack has kind of subsided. Op4 lost another BTR. These guys have mounted on their own. That team over there with the Moz has been stopping them. This northern attack has also kind of slowed down, simply because they run into the next Blue 4 defensive line, but now Blue 4 has that number advantage, and they literally have everyone on a trench line facing front, but Blue 4 have certainly also been taking casualties here. Op4, meanwhile, on so many different vectors have been trying to break out, but you still have Twig over here just picking people off and knocking people out. Major gets headshotted. Ash, I think, heard the bullet whiz over.
It's Major, he's alright, he's just unconscious.
Heard more AT fire. That might have been on the BTR, but it looks like both BTRs are still up. But again, I think it's still tough to say, but I think Blue 4 have successfully contained this invasion. Sure, we're going to have stragglers come out. Those stragglers could still make a difference, but it's a big mess right now. We just had AT hit that RHIB. And you're hearing the autocannon shots landing all the way down here from ricochets. But Op4 have just lost so much momentum, they weren't really able, in some areas, to get off the beach, and when they did, they just got immediately schwacked. You still see some ground being made on the north. That seems to be the most profitable area for Op4 at the moment. But as you can see, on the 1v1 side, Blue 4 seems to outperform. Op4 trying to charge in with a few assets here. BTR out in the open, trying to autocannon some additional assets here. What I'm also concerned about is what Blue 4's AT capability is, because we saw a lot of missed shots earlier on, but it looks like Blue 4 is actually starting to fold back from some of these positions, maybe pressured by the southern attack. Humvee keeping mobile there. I have no idea what happened to the GMG Vic either. I'm assuming it pulled back and is just playing defensive. So some forces showing an inability to push in and commit has also really cost people. I honestly think Op4 should have landed further to the south, gotten their foot in the door first, and then started assaulting. But I think they thought that this position was probably still fortified, and if they tried a southern push, it would have been stopped right here. That's the weakness of losing your helicopter assets early on. They can no longer scout for you. But had Blue 4 kept all the forces to the south, fearful of those helicopter assets, Op 4 would have had a much easier time sweeping through the north because Blue 4 wouldn't have been able to reinforce. So you can claim some of these calls are made in hindsight, but I think there's a method that Op 4 could have continued to keep Blue 4 stretched out, and instead they just decided to push everything in. But then they used old intel to stage another attack, and it just made everything very messy. Because if Blue 4 still had the southern positions, this attack would have been much more successful because Blue 4 wouldn't have had all their forces folded in. But you got to think logically for your enemy commander, why would he still have southern positions if they can confirm that they've taken out both helicopters? At that point, you'd probably just want to continue this assault with support from your autocannons, just so that you can keep fighting a weakened Blue 4 force, because Blue 4 is still going to have defensive forces over here. That's the third BTR taken out. There's only one more for Blue 4. You're seeing that the BTRs are still hitting a few people. You can see the effect of those autocannons, though. It's quite messy. Blue 4 still have a picket line right here. We could also see Blue 4 deliver a counterattack. Looks like they're just trying to hunt the remaining BTRs here. Got the last one right here, but I think Luis is about to finish it. He already has an AT kill as well. Is he going to hit infantry, though? Because he already has gotten 2 infantry kills with 1 shot.
Alpha, stop shooting, please. You are shooting us, and we are trying to kill the VTR.
Vale, 140 me has dicho.
Okay, ¿Lo ves ahí?
Sí.
GMG's out of ammo? That's a shame. Didn't really do anything, did it?
Paro.
And that's the last BTR. And now Op 4 doesn't have any assets to really back them on their push. I think we have a sniper team back here, but I'm going to be honest, sniper teams are such a freaking gimmick in PvP. 0 kills, 0 kills, 0 kills, 0 kills. They're just one of those cool rules that everyone wants to play, but no one can ever really perform in my honest opinion. Rusher gets knocked out. Op 4 trying their best to push these lines. Blue 4 pulled more units back, but I mean, just where Blue 4 is, I think we're gonna... This is the beginning of the end here. The only thing sniper teams do, in my opinion, in PvP is just make you commit manpower away from your infantry or other assets, and then they just extend the game because they're going to be staying in the backline, not really doing much.
Send in goat teams.
Totally honest. Sniper teams on a defense can be really, really good if you keep them on the objective, but most people don't. Most people use them as intel gatherers, but at the same time, Op 4 doesn't need a sniper team to gather intel when they had helicopters to do that with a camera. Lizard Shaman, thanks for a 23-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you got a nice kick out of this scenario. They're firing AT up in this tower. That's adorable. Ilbanek also has a BTR kill, but they're getting suppressed on that tower. So sure, I think Op 4 is going to eventually clear out that tower and kill the infantry in there, but Blue 4, they've got the rest of their guys playing actual point security here. And just a handful in open areas around, which is why this attack on Blue 4, or excuse me, Blue 4's counterattack on Op 4 here is kind of fizzled. Because there was only a handful of people actually doing that counterattack, but that's over with. Oh, I'd imagine that this was a very stressful game with Op 4 trying that pincer maneuver, and I think it really threw Blue 4 Command through a loop, but it's fizzled. See, what's going to be interesting, though, is this Blue 4 group pulling security for the base of this tower and trying to stop anything that comes up, but you also have Op 4 crewmen coming in. But at this point, the game's now going to take a brief recess as picket groups just kind of engage each other at this point. And Op 4 tries to now assault an objective. The only one I think they could reasonably take right now is the international, or the airport terminal. But even then, most of their forces are committing north instead.
They're in here. They're in here. Nemre. They're in here, careful.
So we just had AT fired on that position. Looks like it was an HE shell. They took damage, but looks like it hit the front because we also see some rocks right here indicating it hit the defensive trench. How have you died? Looks like they're engaging OPFOR that try to climb the tower, though, and Danny Swede's also pulling point security. I wonder if Blue Force trying to loot AT or grenades. Look at that grenade throw. Goodbye. What? Anyway. OPFOR there, I guess, trying to fold in all their force except for Zixme. He's gotten a kill, though. Up to the northern area, but Blue 4 have a solid defense line there. Blue 4 have a paltry defense line there and a paltry one here, but OPFOR, I mean, they're down into the single digits, and then they got the snipers doing Overwatch that aren't really going to be able to do much on their own. More grenades being thrown. Look at Ilbanek here using these keyholes. Getting a knockout on Namre there. Good use of that. Kermit is assaulting, though. Throwing some smokes around. Threw a smoke and then switched to a frag. What gun does he have? He has a... Oh, he's got a 249. Oh, this is... And they're, most of them are doing medical. Oh, but Ilbanek's starting to come out and pick people off. This is going to be perfect for Kermit. Kermit overcommits. Pop a grenade over. Pop a grenade over. Oh my god. He just ran out of ammo. Freight doesn't know to commit. He also runs out of ammo. Ilbanek trying to keyhole some of the bodies here, make sure they're dead. Dead checking's always good. Got some OPFOR running in over here. Kermit takes fire, he folds back. Is Blue 4 pulling back, or are they going to counterattack? Because this is a really sexy counterattack. Freight, I think, got picked up by Ilbanek. Ilbanek trying to not take out Buncha, knocks him to his legs. Danny Sweet joins in on the engagement. Oh my god, I thought OPFOR was going to take the tower. Single guy up here gets headshotted. I was wrong. Blue 4's not going to be able to, or excuse me, OPFOR's not going to be able to take the tower. Dead checking Frat. Kermit on 3 kills now. Danny on 5. Ilbanek on 2. Andrewi gets knocked out by Danny as he folds in. That is pretty much everyone except Warkus dead right there. I think Blue 4 have it. I think it's GG. Absolutely brutal. Epic gets friendly fired by a machine gun suppressing his rear. I don't know why he was shooting through an entire... you know, it's fine. And now we got Blue 4 also shooting... Why? Why are we shooting in the middle of our... Oh, yeah, okay. Blue 4 is winning so much that they're realizing they really need to even themselves out and knock out their own forces. True story. Looks like this guy just died. But Wombat gets some AT now. Good for Wombat. Just looking at the disparity of skulls, though, compared to OPFOR. I mean, there is so many skulls compared to Blue 4. I think Blue 4 at least has a 2 to 2.5 to 1 number advantage on OPFOR at the moment. Because now it's just going to be Blue 4 counterattacking these forces here. Yeah, some will probably die, but they're going to take out some OPFOR with them. Monkey Enjoyer does not check his right. Op4 doesn't take advantage of that and goes, huh, I wonder who that is. Monkey has tactically positioned himself in the front of the enemy, knowing that the enemy will not engage him. Monkey puts a lot of rounds in white phosphorus, finally gets the headshot, and then gets killed by Baney. That's going to alert HTM and Nox to where Op4 is. Another Op4 player going down. Nox gets the headshot on Mangi. HTM taking some shots here. GL goes in, but the shooter is taken out. HTM goes down. Nox now coming up. Now you got some suppressive fire going back and forth. Funny enough, Wombat trying to get on the rear, puts a great grenade on Nox. Nox looks at it and decides, yes, that is a grenade. And that was probably the last thought that went through his head before he went into the forever sleep. We just heard AT fire. Wombat doesn't realize he got Nox, so he starts suppressing. Nox, though, prone, not knowing where his enemy is. Looks like Wombat tried to fire AT, but might have hurt himself because I see some blood here. And both of these heroic players are now bandaging. Ay, ay, ay. Hearing some marksman fire coming in. Cable's trying to knock out some Blue 4 moving up. Just can't seem to line up the headshot. Well, he's on the radio talking with someone. Zixme, meanwhile, up here is, he's got a sniper now, and he's trying to range some shots of his own. He's going to range this one out. I'm not sure if he got that first kill with this sniper, though, but I'd appreciate watching a sniper be used to actually kill somebody instead of just blink at them. I think the only player I would trust to do that here is Zixme, after seeing him to perform with other weapon platforms in a similar fashion. I love how we hear the boat motors, of the RHIB. But no, he's just going to wait it out. Another Op4 KIA. I love how the sniper team's just chilling up here, not really doing anything. And then you got Warkus, excuse me, moving around right there. Blue 4 turning forces around. Op4, I'll give them credit here. They are trying to get some momentum to get up to this position, but they're fighting just such a superior force at this point. Zixme's just trying to wait to see if Blue 4 gets in any position where he can engage him. Looks like Nox got killed off by Wombat. Wombat doing some medical, Nox's body right next to his buddies. That gave Wombat the perfect opportunity to engage. I think there was a marksman up here. Yeah, he's now dead. And Op4 is just being cut down at this point. Karaoke here is using his buddy's body as cover, and it seems to be working. He's been hit a few times, though, but you can see every time there's a new blood splatter right here. I think that's for the body, but you're also seeing some form on him. God gets knocked out. 240 fire keeps going overhead. 240 is now firing at Nordic. They seem very nonchalant for being under fire like this. And here's Zixme firing. Hasn't been able to land the shot that he wanted, though. He got Blue 4 triple timing it up, only to get knocked out by his own forces. I think, what, that's the 4th or 5th friendly fire incident we've seen here? Ay, ay, ay.
Ok, io sto per andare giù.
Karaoke here trying to get up to the tree to get some hard cover. The snipers are driving away. Awesome. How many OFCRA players are left? Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's 4 in there, so 13. 12 now, because Karaoke just finally ate it from the 240. Marty woke back up. He's probably doing medical. These guys drove in a circle. Marty digging a trench, not trusting his own teammates to hit him. Nordic uncon. Another player died, so now we're just down to Saucer here. And funny enough, he's on -1, or Sawyer, whatever. It's a mess. Zixme, meanwhile, being suppressed up here with that sniper. Well, chat, how y'all doing? Because I think we know who won. And Sawyer gets knocked out. Major Khan looks like found Twig King's suppressed rifle and is now trying to pick some people off.
I'm, hang on.
Zixme still being suppressed right here. Time to hydrate. Hey, righto, Hog. Good to see you, buddy. Orcus is engaging something. He's got some sort of little ACOG on that bullpup, and I think he's trying to fire at people in the towers or something. I see some blood, so he actually has been hitting them. We'll see if this blue 4-4 starts honing in on him, though, because that'd be pretty funny. Well, there's the hour mark for the operation, and that's going to be, I believe, 3 points for Blue 4, but I don't think Op 4 is going to... They might have killed the Blue 4 commander, because I don't know where the... Might be Mike, actually, because Mike is the only one with an officer symbol on his character that I've seen. Is Zixme going to try to run out of the tower and make a break for it? He's going to wait for his stamina. And he pulls it back out. I can only imagine what might be going through Zixme's mind at the moment. Anyway, Nordic's the last one on con. Wombat, the only other guy to the north, he takes a shot. And you got the sniper team as Mad Maxed over to the terminal.
Il arrive premier hangar.
Miss! Miss! Double miss! He gets killed. Suppressive fire going on their own teammates again. Amazing. A grenade kills this guy. You have a handgun. That's a stun grenade. He gets knocked out instantly. Misato's like, nah, buddy, I'm chilling in the back. I don't need to help you out. Oh, Warkus got found by the 3-man hunter-killer team and taken out. Hey, buddy. You're in a lot of trouble. Ah, I'm sure you'll be fine. You can just tell that there was no coordination. It was really just charge in and do the best you can. All right. Gunner didn't spot him. Oh, he woke back up. And you almost friendly fired him. Good thing you missed. He tries to hit Arthi. Actually, it's Arthic. Did you just friendly wiggle him? You have a GL! Use the GL! Oh, here comes Murdy. It's over. What? What was that? Take his gun, Jonathan, get in there! Oh God, you gave him a rifle. There goes Jonathan. I think the other guy got taken out though. Now it's up to Beret Man. And he gets 240. Alright, meanwhile up here, looks like Wombat was spotted and taken out. Now it's just up to Zixme. Can Zixme channel his inner... Oh my God, he's got 5 kills. When did he get 4 more kills? Jesus. Anyway, you know the drill. Can Zixme channel his inner Audrey Hotto and kill everyone, blah, 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 to win. He GL'd the Vic. The Vic has 4 kills, though. Zixme, you're back blast. Actually, no, it is clear, because he's... Okay. Anyway, we'll be back at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.